some of the top soccer headlines going on in the soccer world. We got to start off with Chelsea. It seems like they have been linked with uh, Samu Omorodion, and it's very like it's is happening. We saw Fabrizio Romano saying, "Here we go." It's around 35 million euros fixed fee from Atletico Madrid. Samuel Morodion, he's actually uh, 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 part of the Spain Olympic team. He scored a goal actually a few days ago. Sort of a target man, sort of striker. It's gonna be a 7-year contract for him, and yeah, it's interesting. I think there's some ability there, but again, it's sort of a move. It's like the goalkeeper situation. They don't want to solve this sort of issue by spending the for the top class. So they're getting these sort of pieces. It's another similar signing in terms of Nicholas Jackson, not in terms of style, but in terms of, and not in terms of like the way that they play, but in terms of the level, in terms of how it feels. That sort of $30 million area. It's like signing Philip Gordon as a goalkeeper after signing Robert Sanchez. You're signing a bunch of these pieces, right? But you're not getting the main man at top, and I don't know. I don't understand this. Maybe they're expecting, Samuel Oromodian to really be that sort of next big thing, but I don't know. I don't see that right now, in my opinion. I don't see that right now. And if Atletico saw it, I would definitely don't think they'd let him go, and they would not let him go for this cheap. He is 20 years old, so there's potential there. But so yeah, I don't know. He scored 8 goals this season, which is it's good. He's look, Omar Dion, he has the size and physicality and sort of physical nature to be a number 9 in the Premier League. He could be that sort of target man, and he's also has some technical ability, and he's fast, and he's physical, and he's tall, and he has some technical ability. Uh, but he's a sort of player that has not had enough seasons in the first season on the first team, and I don't know. I think he's a project, but I think Chelsea, for them to really solve this number 9 issue, they could just go and get Osimhen. That's my thing. Why are you signing another player like Nicholas Jackson, who may get there, may not? You already have Nicholas Jackson. You already have Armando Broja. You've signed those sort of players that can maybe be it, maybe be not. Go ahead. You have had a number 9 issue for years. Go out and get the player and get the main star. Go out and get it. You've had a goalkeeper issue for years. Stop signing your Petrovic and Jorgensen and Robert Sanchez, all sort of these players. Maybe one of them can turn out to be okay and they turn out to be good enough, blah, blah, blah. No, go out and get Mike Mignon. You're Chelsea Football Club. Get the best in class. Get the best in class. What is this? I don't understand this at all. But, sometimes with Chelsea's sort of, once in a while they'll luck out. They'll completely luck out and get a player like Cole Palmer. And maybe this guy turns out to be the next big thing for Chelsea, like Cole Palmer was able to be. But there's still a real lack of transfer strategy, and in terms of just real belief that I have amongst this team, in terms of being able to build a side that can compete for the Premier League again, or a side that can complete to win the Champions League. I don't really see that. I don't really see that, and it's sad. It's really sad. Marco Reus, he's gonna sign with LA Galaxy on a free transfer. Um, Enzo Fernandez, despite some of the off-season issues that we have seen. He is going to be set for a leadership role at Chelsea. Chelsea are still trying to find ways to get rid of Romelu Lukaku. Uh, it's going to be interesting whether or not how they do it. Uh, currently right now, he is a Chelsea player. I'd like to see what is he doing right now. Is he? I know he's not part of Chelsea's thing, but what is Chelsea doing? I mean, what is Romelu Lukaku doing for preseason right now? Um, is he? Has he returned to? Has he actually gone to preseason with Chelsea? Uh, I, I don't know, but yeah, there's a yeah, that's interesting. Arsenal was able to defeat Bayer Leverkusen 4-1 today behind the goals from Zinchenko, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, which all came in the first half, and then Kai Havertz got that second half goal in the 65th minute. They were actually up 4-0 in this game. Besides, and then in the 76th later on, Holzek was able to get the goal for Bayer Leverkusen. Um, but Gabriel Jesus, one of the goals was really a sublime goal, and Arsenal, they've had a not the biggest, most brilliant start in terms of preseason, but they've been able to you know step it up. And it's interesting how big of an impact Jesus is gonna have for Arsenal this season. I'm interested to see that. Arsenal had 9 shots in this game compared to 7 for Leverkusen. 6 shots on target for Arsenal compared to 2 for Leverkusen. 24 touches in the opponent box compared to 12, and they had 44% of the possession. Arsenal to 56 for Leverkusen. Yeah, it's a good win for Liverpool, and again, you don't want to look into preseason too hardly, because again, it's just preseason. Trevor Chalobah, who's been an outcast sort of at Chelsea, not being involved in the preseason squad, really getting pushed out of the club essentially by Chelsea, despite being a great servant of the club over the past few years, being one of the more consistent players that we've had at this club. He's been pushed out of Chelsea essentially, and he's being targeted by Crystal Palace as a possible replacement for Mark Gahey, because we have seen the links that Mark Gahey has been getting to Newcastle. It seems more and more likely as days go on. Newcastle, they're very close to that sort of deal to bring in this sort of center half, which will require Crystal Palace to replace him. And Trevor Chalobah is listed as an option, which I think will be a great move for Trevor Chalobah, because he's gonna be playing minutes game in game out, gonna get some high quality minutes playing game in game out. Crystal Palace, they do a very good job of developing their sort of young players, and they stand by them, and they believe in them, and they put them in positions to succeed. And Trevor Chalobah, he's not going to be put in to be asked to do things that he's not really comfortable with. I think that's a good move for him, Trevor Chalobah. Conor Gallagher, he's going to be going to Atletico Madrid. Brilliant move for him, in the fact that I think he's playing for the perfect sort of manager. Like, he's going to be playing, he's going to do the similar things in terms of Rodrigo de Paul. He's going to be able to put a foot in, work very, very hard. He has the quality to play on the ball too. He's good enough to play in midfield for Atletico Madrid, do the sort of things that the past midfielders at Atletico Madrid done. You work really, really hard for Diego Simeone, and I think Atletico Madrid, you're getting a guy with some quality. He has that sort of ability to get a goal once in a while too from long range. He has that surprise factor to him, real ability there. He can control in midfield, and honestly, he's been Chelsea's best in midfield. He was Chelsea's best midfield player last season, despite $250 million worth of players playing right next to him. He's the one that was the real main standout in that team for a guy that's being sold for, I believe, around 40 million. 40 million, I believe, or 30, no. Yeah, around 40 million or so. So, yeah, it's great for both teams. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Soccer Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us. So please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you once again and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bit.